Bright House Networks.
Well, a very, very good evening, Kern County. Welcome back. It seems like just yesterday we were closing off the 2011 high school football season, and here we are on a gorgeous, perfect Kern County Friday night. We are way out on the northwest side at Frontier High School. This is Bright House Network's exclusive coverage of the high school football game of the week. I'm Vance Palm. I'm so thrilled to be here for another season with you on Bright House Networks. And joining me, as always, is the captain of this team, our longtime veteran. He's a BHS driller. He's a UCLA Bruin, and we are so pleased to have with us again Brian Adams. And this year, all season long, Brian Adams will be up with me high atop the scissor lift. Partner, it's good to see you. Nice to be back up here with you. We start off at Frontier High School where the Titans are hosting Ridgeview. Not only last year was the well-documented thriller to the very end, but 2 years in a row these teams have played an incredible, thrilling football game. So it's appropriate that on week 0, our kickoff to the 2012 high school football season, it's Ridgeview at Frontier. 2 stellar coaches, 2 great programs. Here we go.
Well, Vince, I think you're exactly right. You're talking about 2 great coaching staffs, experience. They've both been in big games, so there's no different. But everybody's a little anxious the first game of the season. You really don't know how guys are going to play, and especially if you're Ridgeview. You're bringing up 12 sophomores, I believe 5 may start, so there's going to be a little angst on them. But you see the kickoff right here, Vance. And we're going to see if Frontier's going to get a chance to get it to one of their playmakers.
Well, it's a short one. It's taken at about the 20-yard line, fielded by Troy Banks. So Banks, the first football player this season on Bright House Networks to touch the football. And Banks brings it up to good field position. It's going to be 1st and 10 for the Titans. And it's going to be about their own 32-yard line. As always, in any game that we cover, there are a lot of storylines. There are a lot of storylines here, and we'll get to those. But, hey, it's just great to be back calling football again. 1st and 10 for the Titans. First series of the season, and the quarterback, Evan Moore. It's a running play. Ball goes up the middle to Triton Douglas. And Triton Douglas already in the running for one of the best first names in football on the front page of the high school football preview of the Californian. And he's going to be a big, big story all season long.
Well, yeah, he is, Vance, and he's going to really get a lot of touches. Big, strong, agile young man. As you saw him make some moves right there in the hole.
Again, Triton on the carry. This time he gets swallowed up by this Ridgeview defense. And that'll bring up 3rd and short.
And Vance, with 3rd and short, I think we're going to get a chance to see Evan Moore, the much anticipated and heralded young quarterback here from Frontier. He's gone to Steve Calhoun, the quarterback coach, to Cody Kessler. He talks to Cody Kessler, so you know he's going to want to come out and perform. Can he just take the nerves, stay calm, and let's see on the first pass what he does.
I formation. A whistle blows, and it looks as though there'll be an early timeout called by the Ridgeview coaching staff. They want to take a look at things. By the way, the head coaches that we've talked about already for Ridgeview, the visiting team, of course, it's Dennis Manning in his 18th season. And the head coach for the Frontier Titans, of course, is none other than Rich Cornford. And Coach Cornford, he's been doing this a while, too. And
12 seasons, Vance, so they've been out here at it for quite a while.
You know, you mentioned, Brian, that you chose your words carefully, that they're anxious. Coach Cornford flat out told me, Vance, I'm nervous.
You know, Vance, and you never know when you get young players, but the one thing he said is they play with a lot of heart, and that's half the battle.
They go out of the I formation. Now Douglas, the one back right behind Moore. Moore hands it to the big fella, and I don't think he's going to go to the air. Not yet. Why would you when you have big number 5 going right up the gut? First down, Frontier.
You know, Vance, and I was thinking we're going to see his first pass, but they went with a little quick hitter with Big Douglas and picked up the first down. And then, you know, you might want to do that. Let the game go a little bit before your quarterback gets one off. But I know that Coach Lewis is the offensive coordinator and he likes to throw, so we know that ball will go in the air soon.
They're going to go to the air. They throw it right across the middle, and he's wide open, and he's going to get a lot more. Oh, boy, it's Jordan Nichols, and Jordan Nichols, touchdown. Well, Kern County, the first pass of the season for Evan Moore. It's across the middle, and it's about a 55-yarder for 6.
Well, Vance, how's that? First varsity pass, touchdown for about, almost 55, 60 yards maybe. But right there, just a quick hitter, tight end comes along off the line. Nobody touched him. Able to catch it right here. Now, right here, we got to see some corners running. You know, the big fellas is out running everybody, and he just almost cruises in for a touchdown. But great play also, though, by Michael Stillion as he was able – Jordan Nichols, I apologize, as he was able to not only catch the ball but make a nice move and then get some separation.
Point after is good, 7-0, a very quick strike by the Frontier Titans. And what was interesting, when it was 3rd and 5, Ridgeview called a timeout, readjusted. Frontier comes back, gets out of the I formation, goes into a one-back set. They get the first down with Triton Douglas chewing up some yards, and then boom, on a 1st and 10, they take that quick strike, and so a little bit of a chess match early, and here we go. It's 7-0, and it's just absolutely perfect late August night here in Bakersfield.
You know, Vance, we almost have some late September, early October weather tonight. Looks like it's going to be very hot, but nice and cool. But hot for Frontiers. They come out smoking in 4 plays and 7.
You're watching high school football, Game of the Week, and it's brought to you exclusively by Bright House Networks. It's the only way you can watch a high school game in its entirety. And, of course, it's on Bright House Networks, and the best way to get it for a long, long time is on Channel 300 On Demand. One of the newer schools in the area. Brand new, pretty new, and a new sound system, beautiful scoreboard. So a fun, electric night tonight here at Frontier. Here we go. And it's kicked into the end zone. It'll be fair caught by Kamari Cotton-Moya. And, Moya Cotton. And I'll tell you what, we're going to expect big things from him tonight based upon his family already carrying the signs.
Oh, yeah, they had the signs ready. They said, hey, get us on TV. Let us see the big signs we have. And I think that's the best way to get the game started if your Frontier against him. Don't give him a chance to return the ball on a kickoff. But he's definitely going to be a dangerous threat to run. But look for him also to make some good passes. He has a strong arm.
He's in the shotgun now. Moya Cotton hands the ball off. Look at this nice start of a series. Brandon Tripp, the running back. He's a senior. Moya Cotton's a senior. And here's the first play from the line of scrimmage. And nice balance. Boy, he looks Marcus Allen-esque, doesn't he? I like that look.
You know, and Brandon Tripp made some good runs last year. He wasn't one of the focal point with the backs, but when he did get the ball, he made some big plays for the Wolfpack.
Hard count, nobody goes. Did they take too much time, or did somebody move? Wow, the defense, encroachment. And the scoreboard said 2nd and 10. I believe it was more like 2nd and 4. So they get the first down anyway on the encroachment. So that's going to bring up 1st and 10. The score is 7-0, as you can see right there. That F is Frontier. The R is Ridgeview. Frontier on defense right there in the blue with their back to you. And here comes the Wolfpack of Ridgeview. And it's going to be Moya Cotton on a keeper, and he's brought down at about the 38. And it's, Max Preps High School has his last name is Kamari Cotton Moya. It is Moya Cotton, and the public address announcer here is probably going off the Max Preps roster also. He called it Cotton Mora, but it is Moya Cotton. And the new sound system letting us know it's here. 2nd and 6, 8:35 left here in this first quarter. Moya Cotton drops back, takes a look, has a man open, and he's wide open, and it's Drummond Persons. And a late flag after the tackle in Titan territory.
And Vance, good job right now. Give the line credit. Held the front, up front bigs from Frontier, able to get the ball to Persons. I was watching him in the warm-ups. Good, strong, big-looking kid. Looked like he has some quickness. I really want to see what he's going to do when he got the ball. I think he's going to be able to put some pressure on the defense with his size and his ability to run.
And it's going to be a 5-yarder as far as the face mask is concerned. One of the new rules in high school football this year is if the helmet comes off of the player, that player has to leave the sidelines for one play unless it's yanked off in a face mask. Didn't see that, but one of the new 4 or 5 rules that will take into effect. Here's a handoff to the right side, and nice job by that Frontier defense. It was taken by a trip again. And another flag. So, oh boy, whistles are flying now.
And it looks like it's going to be against Frontier as the Ridgeview players start clapping.
There's no foul on the play.
Waved off. 8:11 remain in this first quarter. I'm Vance Palm, joined as always by Brian Adams. Looking forward to a great year of 2012 high school football. It's going to be a really, really good year, Brian. A lot of good teams, and we'll talk about that maybe second quarter. Let's just get this first quarter under our belt with these 2 featured teams of this first game. And on a 2nd and 5, Moya Cotton in the shotgun. He's going to fake the handoff, keep it himself. He looks to get free, and boy, that's all Moya Cotton right there. He was caught at the line of scrimmage and got 6 extra.
Well, Vance, one thing we do know is Moya Cotton is the best athlete on the field. We saw that last year, made that pirouette, ballerina interception, and took off and ran about 20 yards or so. But he can make things and make things happen and make guys miss. So he's going to be always your X-factor player because he's so hard to defend. And when I'm throwing the ball well, it makes him a dual threat.
1st and 10. The handoff goes to the left side. This time it's tripping. A lot of hard hitting going on there on the line of scrimmage. And, Brian, we talk about it every year, especially in the first game of the season. It's almost obligatory to talk about how the players are amped up to get those first couple of hits out of their system. They've been sweating it out in June, July, August. A lot have been working them out since, February, March in the weight room. So, now is this part of the first quarter where the cobwebs are most certainly out, and they're getting after it on a 2nd and 8. Hard count, nobody goes. A lot of discipline there by both lines of scrimmage, and they're looking for a flag. I think they're going to get it. And this may be applicable to one of the other new rules, Brian, and it's about a horse collar, and now it's anywhere on the horse collar.
Yeah, and that changes everything. Before it had to be behind, but now It says anywhere up high. Because when you're playing defense, sometimes backs go low, Vance, and they kind of duck or receivers duck, and so you're reaching out where you would have been, and then you end up pulling the guy down. But it's all for the protection of the players, and they're just trying to make sure these kids don't get hurt.
You got that replay or not?
On the end of the run, 1st down.
Wolfpack ball at the 13-yard line. 1st down and 10 to go.
6.5 remaining in this first quarter. They are right below us. The camera angle you're seeing is what Brian and I are looking at with our own eyeballs. And it's Moya Cotton. He goes to the left side. Nice job tackling out there.
Number 3,
He still gets 5, but I say nice job tackling because it could have been a lot worse.
You know, again, Vance, it just looked like he really has nothing going, and he picks up 4 or 5 yards very easy right here. Able to turn it up, gets that right shoulder down, and just runs through the tackle, and he's able to pick up 2 or 3 more yards after the contact.
Under 6 minutes to go here in this first quarter. 2nd and 4. Moya Cotton looks over the sidelines very quickly. He has Brandon Tripp, his running back, right behind him. Everybody packed in pretty tight. They're going to give it to Tripp, and he's hit hard, and he's brought back, and of course, fumble!
I don't know about that, Vance. I mean, no, they never waved anything, but I have to see the replay. But watch Douglas come through right in there. Someone else is low. And they're saying the ball down there. It looked like he was sitting down when the ball came out.
He was sitting down, done with the play.
But great penetration right there by the D lineman I couldn't see. And then Triton Douglas following through and putting the hit on.
Well,
and if you're Frontier, they're probably saying, well, last year we had one.
I mean, he's down. This play is over.
You know, and it's hard from that angle to see. Maybe the ball was coming out as he was going down, but it looked like he was already down from that angle.
Well, Andy Hudson, the senior, stripped it out of him, and boy, Frontier catches a big break at home late in the first quarter and deep in their own territory. So it is what it is, and it'll be 1st and 10 on their own 7-yard line. As you've noticed, our first true non-scrimmage football game is taking place today, August 24th, which means we've moved it up a week, which means things are going to finish a week earlier, but that's because there's a new playoff system and new bracket formats, and it's going to be, the regular season is going to be over before Thanksgiving, and we'll get into, the early part of December as we get into playing the Valley Championships, section championships, and then possibly, state semifinals, so starting a little earlier.
Well, good thing that they did change the format so we can find out a good champion. The question is, what kind of system are they going to use to give teams like last year, BHS, who deserve to be in, a chance to compete?
Another great storyline for us to discuss here as the game unfolds, and as we see a penalty flag before the play even goes off. So a little frustration here on both sides as the whistles are coming out pretty generously right now. These teams, first game, ironing out all the kinks, getting the wrinkles out. It's a false start on the offense. So Coach Cornford chagrined as he and Coach Lewis, taking a look at things, saying, goodness, guys, we come back from a timeout and we're offsides.
Right.
False start.
And that just drives a coach crazy. And we talk about on offense, I mean, really, you shouldn't false start. If you're on the line, you're watching the ball. If you're a receiver, you can't hear the call anyway, so you don't move till the ball moves.
1st and 13, 5.5 left in this first quarter. A handoff up the middle, and nothing doing there.
Number 6, Garrett Brown.
And that was Garrett Brown, the senior.
Caleb McNair.
One of the things, Vance, that I think that Ridgeview, they have a good opportunity right there. If the defense can shore up and force a punt, at least you get good field position, because offensively, they were doing a great job of moving the ball, very methodical, pounding the ball in through one pass, and we're driving forward, trying to go for a score. So if you can get a stop here, get a punt, let Moya Cotton maybe get a punt return, get a chance to use athleticism, but I think they have to get a stop, not for game purposes, but just for the confidence and field position.
I agree. They go to the air. Oh, and it almost, and I say almost, and I really mean it, DeAndre Turner just about had him a pick 6.
He almost did, Vance, and that's a great read. Way to read the quarterback, read the play. He comes off. He's just a half a second short of him just going and taking at it to the house.
Here's a great look at it right here. Oh, goodness.
Yeah, he almost got that. And then, think about, Vance, on those kind of plays, a lot of times you see the first defender tip it, and then that corner come in and pick it too.
Here's a big play here, Brian. 3rd and 11, deep in their own territory. They decide to stay on the ground, and Ridgeview said, hey, we'll take that any day. Nothing doing, and it's going to be 4th down. They're going to have to boot it.
That's exactly what you want to do if you're Coach Cornford and the defense over there. Hey, you say, hey, we turn the ball over, let's get the ball back, stop them. They have to punt it, and let's see who the punt returner is.
That's going to be Dalen Warren.
And let's see what Dalen Warren can do. Here's one of those sophomore guys, so, first time in varsity. But he said, again, they have a lot of heart. And I think if he gets the ball, let's see what the young fella can do.
He's standing at the 50-yard line. I would imagine all of 15, 16 years old. And here comes the boot, and he might have a chance to do something with it. He fair catches it. Nice job, young man. 43-yard line. That's a good decision. And the Wolfpack will start already in Frontier territory. High school football game of the week is exclusively on Bright House Networks. We're way out on the northwest side at Frontier High School. We have a perfect half moon tonight. And next Friday night, Brian,
Harvest Moon.
I don't even know where we're going to be, but you beat me to it. You beat me to it.
I've been with you a long time, partner. I know that's your favorite moon.
Kern County, we will have a second full moon in 1 month next Friday night, and it's called the Harvest Moon, and it's going to be a dandy. I guarantee it. Moya Cotton, bootleg to the left side, unloads down the left side of the field, the far side to you and I, and incomplete, but it looked good. He looked poised. He was getting chased down by Douglas, but still, he let it fly.
Yeah, he stayed in there, Vance, wasn't panicking. And his young sophomore got caught up a little bit when he was trying to go out. Good job for the Frontier defender. Couldn't see who it was. He rode him to the sideline. Then when he turned up, he never saw the ball, so he couldn't find it. But I like the play. The throw was an incomplete pass, but there was no chance of interception. And the only person that could have got it would have been your guy if it had been close. But I like what Ridgeview is doing. They have confidence in their line. Line's doing a good job. And let's just see if they can get something going again.
2nd and 10. Hang on. Shaquan Bain said, I'm out of here, but he got busted.
And we know now it was a pass play.
That was a 2nd and 10, 2nd and 5, no, a 2nd and 10 pass play. He was long gone.
And he was ready to go.
And our camera was on him, too. He's going to watch this tonight and say, they got me. All right, 2nd and 15. 3:50 remains here in the first. Moya Cotton, the quarterback for the Wolfpack, and right behind him is Brandon Tripp. Both seniors. Moya Cotton takes a look, stands in there, delivers it. It's deflected, tipped up, and intercepted. Exactly what our captain, Brian Adams, just talked about. The ball is down at the 50-yard line, but it's exactly what you're talking about. Tipped up by the first guy, hauled in by the second. An assist.
And that's the easiest interception you're going to get is a corner right here. Now, right here is open. It's just overthrown. And what happened is Douglas come underneath, forced the ball to be high. And one thing you have to do, when you're playing a receiver, a lot of times, I didn't learn this until I was in college, is you have to read when you're running. And when the receiver came in, Vance, he covered himself up. If he stays out a little bit, it has a better chance for a catch. But the ball goes high, you're trying to keep it over the linebacker. It's tipped up, the old tip drill. And like I said, easiest interception you can get is a corner.
Picked off
by Troy Banks.
Banks with his first interception of the season. 1st and 10. The big fella, Douglas. Nimble.
On the carry, number 5, Frank Douglas.
And then very difficult to bring down, so a double whammy for anybody that's going to try to tackle Triton Douglas.
On tackle, number 9.
And man, I like the idea of going to Douglas, but I like to see him going more up the field. I think when a big fella goes to the sideline or towards the sideline, advantage becomes to us some of the smaller players. But when he goes up the field like he's on that first run and that run he got for the first down, he's just going to hard load and a hard chore for the Wolfpack.
He plays on both sides of the football. He's a linebacker as well, so he's just always around the football. It gives him a great sense and feel for what's going on in the field because he's around the center of the action at all time. I formation now, Brian. Now we got Justin Cash way back there, looking for a handoff after some lead blocking maybe. No, they go to the air. Not much there. It's a completion, and it's caught out there by Yazmetin.
You know, and one thing that I'm looking at right there is that's Tevin Keaton. He's the brother of Bryson Keaton, who played at Ridgeview a couple years ago that went to Nevada Reno. And Tevin's a real good corner. Very smart, very agile, reacts very quickly. He's probably one of the kids on Ridgeview you don't want to play around too much with. He has that ability and potential to make big plays in the corner. He's the one we saw last year make that play on 4th down when he stopped the play on the tackle.
3rd and 5, another big 3rd down for Frontier. It's a pass play, it's a screen play, it's to Douglas. It's already a 1st down. Fumble! Caleb Vickner scoops up the football, but it was a big hit. And that's a nice fumble recovery out there by Caleb Vickner, senior.
I don't know if you know the replay, but I like to see who made the pop. I saw big Robert Watson in there, and, you know, he's a load and then a heck of a player. Big kid, very agile, of the Kyrie Wilson variety who played at Ridgeview a couple years ago at Fresno State.
Under 2 minutes here in the first quarter. The handoff, the ball goes to the right side, not a bad run. And the handoff is going to be to Dalen Warren, the sophomore that fair caught the punt. And we may see who delivered that big blow. I don't know if we had it on camera, but what a big hit that was on Triton Douglas.
You know, Vance, and you could hear it very well from up here at the hit. You hear the pop of the plastic pads hitting, and the ball just popped out.
Ball popped up big. That was a big hit on a big running back. Big play at a big time as Frontier was in Wolfpack territory. Moyakot comes back, sees it, throws it, and would have been picked off. But thank goodness Ty Johnson hung in there and just bothered the defender long enough. That was thrown right into his hands.
Yeah, and right now the reads are off on Moyakot. He's just not reading the defense well and placing the ball in the right spots. But you can see that he can throw the ball. Now it's just about the reads.
3rd and 6. It's been a really good first quarter. 7-0. Frontier scored on their 5th play, I believe. But it's been a good football game so far. A nice first quarter. Both teams have had some good plays. And 3 receivers split way out to the left side. Moya Cotton doesn't have a lot of protection. And he has a man open. Do they catch it? Is it complete? No, they say no. Would have been a great catch. Would have been a 1st down. But it hit the ground. Intended for William Robertson. Let's see if we can see if this ball hits the turf here. And it is, yeah, pretty close, but that official was standing about 3 feet from it, made a good call, and I'm sure that William's saying, come on, man, I had that.
You know, in Moya Cotton, one thing I have like Vance, the last 2 throws he's thrown, he's tapping himself in the chest, and he's telling the player, hey, that one's on me. That's a tough throw. He's rolling left, tries to pull up and throw it back, but he just didn't have enough on it. But again, that was a better read, Vance. He saw it open up, he found the open receiver, now he has to make the play. I think as he starts to settle down and gets going, I think he's finding some places he might be able to do some damage against the Frontier.
Brian, he makes that completion, and that's a 20-yard gain. And had he hit him on stride, it could have been even more. So he's just, like you say, just a little bit off. And we have a timeout called with 65 seconds left in the first quarter by the Frontier coaching staff on this punt. I don't know if they think maybe this early in the season at this field position, Ridgeview might, try to fake a punt. I don't know, but call a timeout.
But, they know each other well. They've coached together, these coaches. So one of the things is he might know something. Hey, Manning might try something on us. Manning is known from time to time to take a chance or two. So we got right here William Robertson, who's going to be doing the punting duties.
Almost had the reception. Now he goes back to punt. He would be the guy to fake it. But no, hey, look at this. Not bad. End over end. Heads up, heads up, heads up. And Jazz takes it. It's taken down at about the 28-yard line.
Brought down by number 11, 17.
Now, I like right there that he fielded the ball. You know, took a chance and caught it, stayed calm, knew guys were around him, and was able to pick up about 3 or 4 yards. Good job by Tevin Keaton and company really to keep it to the low yardage on the return. You see right here, he takes his time. He knows the guy might there. Keaton gets on hold of him. They pull him down, and he gets an assist there by Jesse Morrell. And Frontier's back in business.
I formation. This time they do hand it to the speedy Justin Cash. And when you have Triton Douglas out there in front of you blocking, boy, that has to feel good.
Oh, you no doubt about that. Hey, he's going to open up some holes. But I like the explosion of Cash, Vance. You know, he's able to really read the hole, and then he takes off right away, accelerates, and picks up, well, did he pick up a first down on that?
I think so. I think so. It was a big run. I would think easily it was a first down. They're not moving the chains, though.
Yeah, I can't tell what it is. I know the down marker's still back here.
Oh,
here he goes.
Fellas?
Looks like they're still talking about it.
The officials are talking on both sides. That was a big run. I thought, there you go.
Yeah, there we go.
It was at least 12 yards.
I was about to say, I thought we had a first down on that run.
And, you know, you have Triton Douglas leading the way. You know, and you're Justin Cash, a speedy Justin Cash, as we see him come into the I formation again. You know, this is a really potent offense here. Evan Moore's the quarterback. Triton Douglas right in front of Cash, and they go to Cash. And Douglas falls down, gets back up, and it's another block. So a lot of great blocking going on up there. And
Brought down by number 5, Brandon Britt.
Colton Foster, another big lineman up there. Evan Kasarev, another big lineman. Look at big Colton Foster, 6'4", 275, number 56, right in front of our camera. There he is on the far right side there.
Yep.
Big old boy.
You know, France, that was a great tackle right there by Robbie Watson. Wide open field against a nifty, nimble guy. I was able to wrap him up and put him down for only a gain of 2 yards. We go to first quarter.
That's it. First quarter under wraps here, and it's 7-0 Frontier. Back in a moment on Bright House Network's high school football game of the week.
Connect with an industry-leading fiber network powered by Bright House Network's Business Solutions, chosen to provide communication services for the Republican National Convention, which meant building a Metro Ethernet for the convention that could support a small city, dedicated bandwidth with guaranteed SLAs, a network scale to support hundreds of worldwide media outlets, and continuous Wi-Fi access. We connected Tampa to the world. Imagine what we could do for your business. Bright House Network's Business Solutions.
Remember their first sleepover? They called just to say goodnight. Then it was the curfew call to let you know they were on their way. Now they're on their own. And with Bright House Network's home phone, staying in touch is just a phone call away, anytime, anywhere. Add home phone for as low as $10 per month and enjoy unlimited calling, plenty of free features, and proven reliability. So you can call just to say hello. Learn more at brighthouse.com/phone.
Second and 8, first play of the second quarter, and Douglas brings it up the middle, and he follows the aforementioned Colton Foster. So some big bodies down there midfield. We start off the second quarter. For those of you just joining us on High School Football Game of the Week, Frontier scored on their fifth play, I think it was, pass right across the middle. And it was caught by Jordan Nichols, and he went about 55 yards on a little flick from Evan Moore. But after that, it's been a really hard-fought first quarter. A couple of teams out here trying to, make their name early. Split way to the right side is a player so far off the screen, and he doesn't have a number in the program. He's invisible. Here's a float over the middle. Should be picked off, and it is. Ill-advised pass. Dalen Warren has it. Now Warren gets brought down at about the 45-yard line. So here come the Wolfpack again.
Well, I'll tell you, Vance, good read by the young sophomore. And I'm telling you, he's going to make a name for himself, Vance. We're going to know this young man. Here's Warren. He comes off the corner. He reads the pass on the tight end. He picks it off. He goes after the ball, Vance. Exactly right. Really attacks the ball. Then he protects it when he's getting tackled. And look at the Ridgeview. They're back in business. Now can Moya settle down, make the proper reads, and get the passing game going, and even get in the running game. Maybe let Moya run the ball a little bit and use his athleticism.
Well, that's a great call, Brian. Great call right here. If this young quarterback here can, I say young to me, but he's a senior. And if he can maybe just get a little blocking from Brandon Tripp, and they does bootleg. Makes one move, two moves, might be in trouble, flicks it out there. Oh, had it not been for a really, really good play by Sean Shanley, that would have been a nice pickup.
And great reaction here by Shanley, Vance. He goes out in space. He reads the quarterback about to throw. He times it perfectly, knocks it down. You can't ask for a better play than that. But you just saw right there, look at Moya's evasiveness. He's able to just elude defenders, and then right there, just good block by there, Shanley.
I tell you what, Brian, for any young defenders out there, any Golden Empire players, any youth football players want to be linebacker, that's a great, great job right there. Staying home, staying in your area, and then going up and making that deflection. Boy, you couldn't do it any better, Sean. I say all that great stuff and mess up his name. Isn't that perfect? 2nd and 10. 3 receivers to the right side. Moya Cotton. It's going to be a will the block stand? Will they let the block stay? And they do. He gets a nice block on the outside as he's coming around the corner by Brandon Tripp. And
well, there's one flag there. Maybe the other side caught it.
It's going to be a holding call by the side judge on the opposite side of the football field. I thought they might have gotten Tripp for his block, but a nice run by Moya Cotton on a kind of a draw.
And that's what I was saying, the quarterback draw, let him use his athleticism, get his confidence going too. Because like anything else, Vance, like a basketball player, you got a guy that's, we'll see right here, going to hold up. They call it offense on the line, on an offensive lineman holding. But it's like a basketball player, Vance. You play hoops. I know you're a big hoops junkie. A guy who's a streaky three-point shooter, if he gets going, getting some layups, making some free throws, then he can get hot with that three-point shot. I think it's the same thing with Moya in the football game. He's got to get running, get his confidence up, make some big plays, and then let that confidence go. So now when he's throwing, he throws it more with a more focused force and deliberate.
Surroundings, acclimation, just getting the feel for it, and all of a sudden, you're doing good things. Oh, that's a nice-looking play right here. And will it pick up enough to get back to the original line of scrimmage? They do. The ball gets to midfield. Nice play, well drawn up, well executed. And Robertson picks up about 9 or 10 yards. Nice play.
Vance, I like this play. You come back underneath, and here he is right there doing a great job, protects the ball, picks up about a good 10 yards. So now you're back to the original line of scrimmage. Even got past advance, picked up a couple yards. You only got about,
3rd and 7?
Second, should be second, shouldn't it? Second and about 8.
The handoff to Tripp. Tripp looking for some room. Tripp gets outside. Tripp breaks one tackle. Oh, boy. He just stumbled his way to the 22-yard line. Had he stayed on his feet, that was over with. Nice
Vance,
job.
You can see right there, Tripp has some explosiveness and he has some power. But one thing I'm liking with Ridgeview is they mix it up very well. Have a lot of guys that can attack. You see Tripp right there run over and then Tripp and hit the ground. And I couldn't hold off on that one, partner.
Kern County, it was only a matter of time before one of us
25-yard line, 1st down and 10 to go.
resorted to pulling that one out of the hat, and it was Big B Adams saying that Tripp tripped. 1st and 10, under 10 here in the first half. Moya Cotton has one gentleman behind him, and that is Brandon Tripp. They go for the hard count, nobody goes. And this is Cotton. He leads the effort here. He fakes it off to Tripp and goes to the right side. And, wow, that is a real nice job by Moya Cotton.
6, Garrett Brown.
And right now it's to a point where Coach Manning is saying, all right, listen, we got 9.5 minutes. We are just going to pound.
Well, what I like about it is he realized he has quite a few different weapons. And the fear of Moya Cotton opens up things for the other players and Tripp. So now they have it all going. Each player touching the ball now is ripping off about 5 to 10 yards, Vance. So let's see what happens on this next play.
2nd and 2 officially. Moya Cotton hands the ball to Tripp. Tripp up the middle. That's going to be a first down.
Number 5, Brandon Tripp.
So Brandon Tripp picks up the first down, and the quarterback's first name is Kamari, 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 and he has a hyphenated last name, and it's Moya, Moya dash Cotton, Cotton. So it's Moya
First and
Cotton
goal for the Wolfpack.
is what you're hearing us pronounce. 8:53 remaining in this first half. First and 10, Wolfpack. Here they go. Looks to his left side, throws it out. It's complete out there. Caught by Ty Johnson. His knee went down, so nothing doing there. But got another throw under his belt.
On the reception, number 15, Ty Johnson.
Yeah, and again, nice safe throw, easy completion. Unfortunately, Johnson slipped on the catch and hit the ground, so they lost some yardage, actually about 4 yards. It looks so it's going to be 2nd and 14. But again, the running game's going so well, and sometimes, Vance, when you run the ball and you're up 8-9, you're like, hey, we can take a little chance, a safe pass, get Moya Cotton going, get one of the receivers going. But I think they're going to go back to that running game, Vance.
Right, they put the football right in the middle of the field too, Brian. They can do a lot of things from there. Another inside draw. We've seen that already, and a nice look in there.
On the carry,
the ball
20,
gets inside the 10-yard line, so at least they reposition the football right in the middle of the football field as well.
23, Troy Banks.
Smart play.
5 on the play.
Oh, I like it. And I think right now, I don't know what they have in the system. You see Coach Manning, but anything you can get everybody going one way, and then Moya Cotton rolling out the other way, put himself maybe one-on-one with the defensive end and have a receiver out there and see if he can't make a play, either make the pass or make the run and go in.
Really nice blocking up there. Good job by Noe Delgado, one of the senior linemen up there. And this is 3rd and 9, big play. And it's going to be Moya Cotton. Moya Cotton looks to get in. Fumble! Will it be a touchback? Will it be a touchdown? Will it be on the 1-yard line?
Cotton Moya. Tackled by number 58.
Oh, goodness.
Stephen Maida.
What a crucial play here with 7:13 left here in the first half. The hard work by this Wolfpack offense to get this close, and they're going to say, I believe the
frontier ball.
Yeah, just looking at
Fumbled before crossing the goal line. The ball then went into the end zone and out of bounds. That is a touchback.
That's a good
knocked
call.
out about the 3-yard line. That's a great play there. I can't see the number of the defender.
Got to see it again, boys.
Looks like 68.
Titans will take possession at the 20-yard line.
Or 58.
To go with 7:13 in the second quarter.
See right here, you're going to cut up field. Great pursuit, knocks it out about the 3-yard line. Ball goes across the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback, and that's Stephen Meta. Did a great job right there of coming across as Moyle. Looked like he's going to score.
Oh, it was a touchdown. There was no question it was a touchdown. Had he hung on to the football, wow, what a story. What a story. 7:13 remaining in this first half. Now the Frontier Titans have a lot of time just to kind of grind this thing out. They go right to the air, and it's a risky pass.
Pass intended
way out across the football field. Tevin Keaton, as you mentioned before, is out there defending. And had he had a jump on that, that could have been disastrous for Frontier, but it was low enough. But, oh, boy, Ridgeview marches down the field. They get inside the 10 on 3rd and long. They get it. The ball was going across the goal line, and doggone it, fumbled into the end zone touchback. So here comes Frontier on a 2nd and 10. Such is life with this crazy game of football. Drop back, nobody there. Little one hopper from Evan Moore out to Jazz Thind. His first name is Jazz Mitt.
Pass intended for number 11, Jasmine Thin, falls incomplete.
And just like that, Brian, it brings up 3rd and 10. Boy, that didn't take long to get to 3rd and 10.
No, it sure didn't, Vance. And right there, Mikael Clayton, he got good pressure, forcing the ball to be thrown early. And, Vance, think about the Ridgeview Wolfpack. 2 times they've been in the scoring zone, fumbled the ball. They could easily have put 14 points on the board. And I don't think that Frontier has really been able to take advantage of these mistakes.
You're looking at a football team in Frontier that's dodged a couple of really, really sketchy situations, and now they're going to go to the ground, and let's see if Ridgeview can come up with a big tackle to hold it back, and it looks like they might have gotten very, very close to a first down. Ooh, boy.
Brought down by number 4.
And they did. They picked up a big first down right there.
Results in a first down for the Titans.
Vance right here. Cass does another good job of using his speed and agility. Able to get outside and pick up the first down right there, Vance.
Boy, it's a good look from our cameraman, Carlos. Is that Carlos Anguiano, fellas? Carlos Anguiano. Back for his 37th season with Bright House Network. Hasta bien. A lot of hard hitting going on up front. That football tucked up and carried by Garrett Brown. Brown crunches a few yards. And the clock will continue to tick and get us below 6 minutes here in just a second. So it's a 7-0 football game, but it's been a lot more dramatic than that in the first half. As Brian said, Ridgeview had a fumble called on him on about the 5-yard line in the first quarter that we saw with the luxury of replay, that the play was dead and over and the player was sitting on his bum. Be that as it may, Frontier didn't capitalize, and then we had a situation where Ridgeview just about scored right now, fumbled it into the end zone, and Frontier is just trying to get something happen. Almost thrown for a sack is Moore, and now he's in big trouble. Great pursuit by Ridgeview, and they do throw him for a loss. Brandon Tripp makes the tackle. Could have been worse.
It could have been, Vance. You know, I almost like it's going to be a fumble. But, Vance, I'm going to tell you, I'm really impressed with the exception of one miscue on that first pass play that went for a touchdown. The Ridgeville defense has been very tough.
Just escapes Mikel Clayton's hands, and then a nice job by Brandon Tripp. You know, it's going to be hard to beat a running back playing DB.
Oh, yeah. Good, solid tackle.
We've got a timeout here with 5:16, so Brian and I will at least tell you about our discussions with gentlemen like that, Mike Lewis, before the football game, and we both talked to the head coaches and had a chance to kind of just get a feel for their teams, and it's always interesting to me, Brian, to talk to coaches the first couple of games of the season. And if we go pregame and talk to coaches late into October, early November, that's a different kind of a conversation because they've got, 5 or 6 games under their belt. They've had to deal with some injuries. They've had to deal with this, with that. Some teams might be on a run. Sometimes may be in a big slump. But the beginning of the season, the first game, pregame with coaches, you're going to get that take about how their teams are doing. And both coaches had some really good things to say about their teams.
Well, first of all, both teams have some talent, so that always makes you feel better as a coach. But you just never know what they're going to do. Frontier hasn't gotten much of a scrimmage, where they swing scrimmage a little bit. Didn't have a full scripted scrimmage, so they weren't sure. A brand new quarterback coming up, no Voss experience. Ridgeview has 5 sophomores starting, 12 playing, so you just never know what's going to happen. But they both know they have talent, so that makes it, like I said, a little easier to come into the season because there's a lot of promise.
3rd and 8, another big third down for Frontier with 5 minutes remaining. Moore goes to his left. It's going to be incomplete, and it's going to bring up another 4th down. So they're going to have to punt the football. We have late whistles. Is that what holding on the offense? It's probably going to be declined. And it'll be a 4th down punt situation. Going back to what the coaches are talking about, Coach Manning told me, Vance, it's my 18th year, and I think this is probably one of the best groups, if not the best group of young men I've had ever coaching. And I know when coaches say that, it doesn't mean to dismiss any team before, but it just seems like, he said, Vance, that's a product of working hard in the offseason. Good senior leadership. We've got a lot of young guys, but I've got a core group of seniors that are really great. And then you talk to Coach Cornford, same thing. We've just got a lot of youth, but some seniors that are really holding this thing together. So 2 similar teams, 2 great coaches, and we see it reflected tonight in this first half. They're going to have to punt. And it's high, and it's going to take a decent bounce. Will he take it? No, he won't. He backs away from it, and it's batted down at the 35-yard line. You're watching high school football game of the week. It's brought to you exclusively by Bright House Networks in its entirety. My name is Vance Palm, and Brian Adams is next to me. We have a stellar, svelte Bright House Network's production crew with us. Tonight's game, our first game, is under the direction of the Godfather, Zachary Flores. Hey, that's us. That's us. I'm on TV. We're up high in the scissor lift with Mark. And here we go. First and 10, exactly 5 minutes left in this first half. Moya Cotton has one man behind him. That's Brandon Tripp. He's got receivers split out on both sides. They're going to go to Tripp. Tripp takes the little seam that he had. It wasn't a big seam, and he went in there, slivered in, and picked up 5 yards.
Brandon Tripp.
That's just a good run right there by Tripp. It doesn't look like much, like you said, Vance, but because he hits the hole so hard, he's able to get right through this crack right there. There's a one little slide off. Good tackle, but he's able to pick up 5 yards before you know it.
Was a good tackle, and both defenses tackling very well for week 0. They're wrapping up. 2nd and 5. They're going to go to that inside look again, right down the hash marks, and gets it to about the 42, 43. Now time is of the essence. It's 4:12 and continuing to tick.
Vance, one thing's too, 3rd and 4, this gives Moya Cotton a good advantage. He can either be a threat as a runner or make a little short completion.
I think the Ridgeview fans are looking for that as well. Maybe a little bit more of an option here. And we see it. Can he get some downfield blocking? A good initial containment out there and an initial hit by Jordan Nichols. Look at this junior linebacker, number 44, Jordan Nichols. The tackle was made by Hudson, but that initial hit was by Jordan Nichols. Tough kid.
See right there, good job. This time they don't get fooled by. Good
Boom.
job by the corner making it come up. Good pursuit by Nichols, and then was it Triton and the guys came through and finished him off.
Look at this, Brian. 4th and 1. Tripp gets hit hard. Will he get it? Will he get it? Will he get it? They're going to say, the Ridgeview kids, that he last-ditch effort. Frontier's fired up. They're saying no dice.
Well, it's all about that foot, Vance. What foot he uses to mark that ball.
Ridgeview's not budging. Frontier, they're not budging. The officials take a timeout, and they took the football to the far hash, but Ridgeview was lined up on this hash, and they said, hey, where are you taking the football? We're ready to go.
It's hard to see from that angle how far he got, Vance, but it's going to be very close.
Right there, but here's another look. Let's see. Great job by Frontier for making it this close. And, of course, Triton Douglas in the middle of it. There's a great look by our camera right there. And I think he got it by just this much. No!
And ball scored in the first down, and the Titans take over on down.
Well, 2 big defensive plays on 3rd and 4th down by the Frontier defense because they knew they were running the ball at them. The last series, they just basically ripped them up, shredded the defense. But way to come back. Coach Cornford coaches that defense, and way to respond in big-time plays.
A battle taking place out here at Frontier High School.
Go back!
3rd quarter, we'll talk about some of the Week 0 matchups taking place. And let's see if Frontier can get something going. Evan Moore behind center, I formation. Douglas is who they ball fake it. Moore takes a look, throws it out, and it is a fantastic catch. The concentration by Jasmine Den. That is some serious focus right there. There was a lot going on for him to make that catch.
Oh, it sure was. Ball's thrown out in the out. It goes from almost being picked to a catch. So great concentration right there.
We've seen Jazz really do some nice thing with those hands already. This time it's Triton Douglas. He gets wrapped up at about the 32-yard line. And as far as timeouts, Frontier has 0. Coach Manning and the Wolfpack have 2. And with a 2nd and 8, probably hoping to see if he can make a stop here and then call a timeout.
You know, I think that's exactly what you're talking about. Depending on how much time is left, Vance, whether you're going to try to push it, just go in and try to be down 7-0 or try to take it down and score. But first thing first, you have to get the Frontier offense off the field.
Right. I formation. Moore takes a look at it. Play action. He wants to go to the air. He throws it up here. It's looking good, and it is, just out of the reach of Justin Cash. So that stops the clock with 2:20, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 8. Oh, this was close to being a touchdown.
There. Does a good job of looking off the safety going the other way. He's going to come back to his right, and then just a little more air. And good job, too, by the defender. He bumped him enough, took him off his route just to slow him up. Only thing you do on that is try to lay out, Lynn Swan style. Now, these young people ain't going to know who that is, Vance, when we're talking about that. But
Cash could have had himself a highlight catch. It's a screen play, and it's going to go to Douglas, but well read and well executed out there. Big tackle by big Robert Watson. So that's going to bring up a 4th and 7. And will they call a timeout? And they do, finally. About 7 or 8 seconds went off as they were barking at the officials for that timeout.
Well, I'll tell you right there, Robbie Watson's playing a big-time game, a linebacker for Ridgeview as the 6'1", 235 linebacker. I had a chance to work with this young man a few years ago. Very good kid, great attitude, great work ethic, and the kid's a good student, too. But he's playing a well of football game so far, Vance. I mean, his ability, his nose for the ball, he's making a lot of plays.
Well, here we go. It's 4th and 6 with 2:05 remaining in the first half. Frontier's up 7-0. They received the kickoff, by the way, so it'll be Ridgeview getting the football when we come out of the halftime break. Whether that means anything or not, I don't know, but here they come.
Oh, they're going for, looks like a field goal, Vance.
Ooh. Nice.
This is a good spot, too, for a fake field goal. They've had to methodically drive on you. They haven't had any big plays. If you don't get it, Vance, make them drive the ball 70 yards.
Tyler Kempka, the senior, is going to go for a 48-yard attempt. The hold is up, the kick is up, and it is good! A 48-yarder. And that was about a 48-yard and 1 inch field goal. He got it.
He got exactly what he wanted. And he couldn't hit any better than that, Vance. He gave it all he could, and all he could was all he needed.
Oh, my goodness. What an answer on a 4th and 6 after they really hadn't gotten much going. They come in with a 48-yard field goal, and there's Coach Manning right there thinking, didn't expect that. Wow. Very impressive field goal by Tyler Kempka. I mean, hey, his first field goal of the season is a 48-yarder.
Well, that's the way to get it started.
High expectations, Brian.
You know, now they're gonna be like, hey, we can go for it again.
No, you know, in all seriousness, that really does a lot for a coach, you know, to think,
yeah.
hey, goodness gracious, our first field goal attempt of the season is a 48-yarder, and we got it. Boy, that could sure, give us some creativity when we put together a game plan. If we get in the 25, 35 yards, we're cool.
Well, that's what I say. If they get to like the 20-yard line, and it was straight, so you got to figure they thinking, hey, we're going to put 3 on the board at the worst.
Right. They're going to go for a long kickoff, and they get it to him, and he takes it back in the end zone. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. A 10-0 lead right now from Frontier, and it's been a really good first half. In third quarter, we'll talk about some of the other matchups taking place tonight in Bakersfield, Kern County area. We had a game last night, great game out in Delano, the first ever football game at the new Robert F. Kennedy High School, and a turf field out there at RFK in Delano. Beautiful campus, gorgeous campus. It's going to be hosting some nice track meets up there. The campus is just an exquisite school up there in Delano. They start off their first football season with a win. Moya Cotton throws it out there, incomplete. That'll bring up second and down.
Ty Johnson, ball's incomplete. That'll bring up second down and 10.
Well, Vance, I'll tell you right there, that was a much better throw, Vance, right there. Ball's a nice tight spiral. He throws it out. The only person can get the receiver, but that's a better throw right there.
They've got a good chunk of time to either burn up or at least use to where in the event that they had to give it back to Frontier, Frontier wouldn't have a lot of time, but let's see. Moya Cotton drops back, looks, and he's in trouble. He's in trouble. And that offensive line for Ridgeview kind of looking around at each other and saying, hey, that's you. No, that's you. No, that's you. But
you know, I think Vance on that, I think that was a design quarterback keeper, just a quarterback draw. And he just wasn't able to get through the line. But had he got through, he had a lot of space.
If that's the case, that's the case. But that brings up a 3rd and 10. They did not get much out of that. $1:15 left on the clock. Moya Cotton takes a high snap. He's going to take it to the left. He can't get outside, so it's a nice job, and he does not get out of bounds, so that clock continues to tick.
Well, they're going to have to punt the ball now, Vance. Because like you said, they didn't run enough of the clock off.
I think that they'll let this be able to drag down deep enough into the clock time for it.
Right. I don't know if Frontier has it. You see right there, good tackle, short of the first down. But this is a situation, Vance, when I definitely would go for the block punt.
Sure. Well, they're probably being instructed to take the penalty, or they take a timeout.
Timeout.
And that's probably what Coach Manning's going to talk about, blocking assignments, make sure this thing does not get blocked. Let's make sure every single guy coming at that football is accounted for.
You know, and this is where you want to be careful. The words you use when you're a coach. I remember being against Cal, and I'm not going to say my former teammate's name, but we're beating Cal. We're going in, we're trying to score, and Donahue wants to, like, run the clock out, slow the game down. So it's a big 3rd down and like 2 or so. He goes to the running back, and everybody's trying to keep him away from him. He goes, don't do anything but don't fumble. And I kid you not, snaps the ball pops out, we scramble for it, Cal gets it, and it just kind of started launching that snowball against us. They bleed purple and gold.
Did you win the game?
No, we lost. Ended up costing us a chance to play for the Rose Bowl that year. We had to end up going to Sun Bowl. But you just want to say, hey, make a good snap, make a good punt, good coverage, and let's get out of here.
There's a good snap. There's a good punt. And it takes a good football bounce for the Wolfpack. Hey, what's going on down here right below us? A little activity, a couple of big hits right below us, and no flags called. Some guys getting after it a long way away from the football. 1st and 10 Frontier, exactly 22.2. 22.2 left.
And that's good execution there. And then we're dealing with Coach Lewis. And you never know what Coach Lewis will do with 10-0. He might try to get one downfield, or he might just hand the ball off and run. You see Coach Cornford stalking the sideline. He's got to be happy with his defense. They're pitching a shutout.
We talked about this last week, as looks like Frontier's just going to get out of here. And that'll do it for the first half. It's 10-0. Frontier over the visiting Wolfpack of Ridgeview. It's been a really good first half. We have a lot to talk about when we come back in the 3rd quarter. A lot of storylines. We'll talk about the other games taking place tonight here in Kern County. You're watching High School Football Game of the Week on Bright House Networks Bakersfield. Back in a moment with the 3rd quarter.
At Bright House Networks, we don't want to be seen as just a cable company. We hope to be considered a friend, the kind of friend who's in your community. helping out where and when we can. And who can make rainy nights in better than a night out? The kind who lets you conquer worlds from your bedroom and bring old friends together even though they're worlds apart. That's just the kind of friend we are. Bright House. Hello, friend.
I'm Amar, and I'm responsible for IT operations of 25 healthcare clinics.
I'm Paula with Bright House Networks Business Solutions. We have an entire team standing behind Amar, ensuring he gets the exact dedicated fiber services he needs.
We're ahead of the curve in healthcare with our electronic medical record system. We send information everywhere, even internationally. Our patients' care depends on guaranteed uptime, and that's unique to Bright House.
Bright House Networks Business Solutions, where business gets personal.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter, as promised, starts off with a big booming kick. And that kick was made by Tyler Kemka, who just a few moments ago kicked a 48-1-inch field goal to make it 10-0 as we start the third quarter. Bright House Networks High School Football Game of the Week. I am Vance Palm, and I'm joined, as always, by my longtime partner, Brian Adams. I'm an Arvin High Bear. He's a BHS driller. So we're two local guys loving the high school football vibe on Friday night. Can you believe it's football time already? Here we go. Third quarter. Ridgeview had a lot of opportunities in the first half. Couldn't capitalize. Moya Cotton hit hard. Able to stand up, able to stay up, able to dodge a couple of big hits. And I don't know if he gained any yards, but he wasn't thrown for that big 10-yard loss that it looked like was inevitable when he took the snap.
I'll tell you, Vance, he definitely is hard to tackle, Vance. You know, one thing about him is he keeps his head up. He's very elusive, and he's very strong. I think what people don't realize how powerful a runner he is. He's able to run through tackles, make guys miss.
Yeah, he lost 2 yards, they say, so he did lose 2 yards there. And got a couple games I want to talk about tonight when we get a few minutes. As we get into the middle of the third quarter, we'll kind of bring out some of the other games taking place. It's week 0, so
on the carry, number 20, William Robertson.
That means that schools like Ventura have come to town to take on BHS, and I heard an earlier score that it was already in the first quarter 24-0 or something along those lines. So it looks like BHS handling their business early. And we'll talk a little bit about the drillers, and I know it may seem at times that we can't go a single Friday night without talking about BHS, but tonight will be another one of those nights because BHS drillers have done a lot to bring attention to the entire county, so we need to pay them their due, and we'll do that here in a little bit. 3rd and 15. Moya Cotton flushed out of the pocket. Looks like he might be able to get a little bit here. Oh, a big punishing hit. And he is hit hard and brought down with a pop.
Tackled by number 21.
And the hit was made by Christian Deaton. Ooh.
4th down to go.
The announcer said Christian Deaton.
Yeah, but I don't think that was him. I think it was a big guy. Let's see.
He comes back here in this one, right? Bam! Oh, yeah, that was
66?
Yeah, that's Augie Alcantar. Whew. And just like that, Brian, 4th and 8. That didn't take long.
William Robertson.
Well, I think one of the things that's happened to Ridgeview is Frontier doesn't have any respect for the pass now, so they're really playing the run. Those runs that were getting 8 and 10 yards and 7 yards are now barely getting 2 and 3.
Not a very good punt. It's a wobbler, and it is going to bounce out of bounds. Still inside Wolfpack territory, so didn't get across midfield. It'll be 1st and 10 for Frontier at the Ridgeview 46-yard line.
Well, they're almost in field goal territory.
Hey, we talked about that. You know, now they know, hey, this young guy can kick a 48-yarder. I mean, they knew that, but now they saw it happen in front of their own eyes, so it's another option. 9.5 remaining in this third quarter. We're just underway here in the second half as Frontier breaks out of the huddle on a perfect late summer Friday night. And the handoff goes up to the middle. Nothing happened. Triton Douglas swallowed up there. Brian, a couple of games that we want to talk about tonight. Bakersfield at Ventura. We heard early that in the first quarter, Bakersfield was already up at Ventura 21-0. So we'll talk about the Drillers in a few moments, maybe at the first timeout we get. But another, interesting game tonight will be East at West. You've got Coach Thorpe over there in his second year. Coach Camps in his first year at West. So kind of a spinning roulette wheel of coaches. Interesting matchup between the Blades and the Vikings. A keeper by Evan Moore. So, two very old schools, if you will, in East and West. Newer coaches, but well-known names.
Yeah, they are. Both coaches have been around. They've had success around this area. And they're at schools where they're trying to rebuild days gone by. For West, it was the recent days of Ryan Matthews and A.J. Jefferson and those guys. And but prior to that, it was in the 80s, late 80s and early 80s when they were very successful. East had some success in the 80s and then had a couple runs
with Jimmy Maples,
with Maples and Matthews and those guys. But they're trying to rebuild those programs, and so I think that was a good matchup. Could go either way.
3rd and 9. They give the ball to the big fellow right up the middle, and Triton Douglas crunches ahead. Will it be a first down? And it's going to be a 4th down. They didn't get it, so an interesting call for the coaching staff. I don't think it'll be a hard one, but it'll be an interesting one. And will they just try to grind it right up the middle? Probably on a 4th and 1 with 7:45 remaining here in the third quarter.
Vance, I like this call. Your defense is playing great. You're pitching a shutout. Why not give it a chance? And that's what we're talking about Douglas, going straight ahead, full steam before they can hit him.
He gets more than the first. Look at the big fella turning it up. Triton Douglas, will he get to the end zone? Fumble! Ridgeview gets it. Look at that crowd. They are pumped. Oh, boy. If you're in the stands for Ridgeview, you're thinking, uh-oh, this thing might get out of hand. Oh, we got the fumble!
I figure, hey, we fumble going in. This is even for us now.
Ooh, boy, yeah. At least Frontier gets to, start a defensive stance on the 3-yard line.
And right here does a great job getting through the line, but right here, see, the ball's not secure. And that's Campbell. Keaton. Tevin Keaton. How can I know Tevin? He's been with me since he's in the 8th grade training, so I should know Tevin. But I call him kickball. But Tevin Keaton right there with the strip.
And look at this, a nice handoff to the outside, and he stays on his feet. I think he picked up a first down. On 1st and 10, he got 12, so new life for the Wolfpack.
And Tevin Keaton did a great job of not quitting on the play and coming back and stripping it. But Triton Douglas, what he did, Vance, is he had the ball too far away from his body. You want that ball tucked in tight and into those pads and into that crevice of your arm, and that way a defensive back can't come and rip it out. If he does, he just rolls on you, and you roll him in the end zone, you have a score. But great job right there by Tevin Keaton, causing the fumble.
It wasn't the tomahawk either. He went for the strip, Oh, boy.
And Mike Avery's going to be happy. That's the guy who's coaching him and my partner.
All right, we got a timeout. I don't think Ridgeview have their wits about them. So we will let you know who our officials are tonight. And, of course, it's the Kern County Officials Association. The referee tonight is none other than Mark Roberts. The umpire is Dan Harris. The head linesman is Jesse Esparza. Line judge is Brandon Snyder. And the back judge is Mark Reyes. Thank you to our fine officials this evening from Kern County Officials Association. And if you'd like to be involved and like to do something in the line of officiating, whatever sport you may have some history in and some background in, this would be a good time to get a hold of them. KCOA.com, the Kern County Officials Association. Our hats go off to these great contributors to high school sports in the area. Thank you. 1st and 10, Wolfpack trying to see if they can get something rolling here. They're on their own 15, but they diverted themselves from a huge hole to dig out of. Moya takes a big hit, and he doesn't go down. Are you kidding me? He was popped. and he somehow picked up yardage. I mean, Brian, he was hammered back there and didn't go down.
You know, Vance, right now we got a player on the ground. It looks like Cash. Slow to get up, but he's able to get to his feet. But, you know, that's what I'm talking about. Elusive, strong, and then once he gets out in scramble mode, it just really takes advantage of his athleticism.
Watch this hit he takes, Kern County. He takes a big pop.
Number 4, Justin Cash, shaking up on the play.
Now watch this. He's looking. He doesn't want to go. There's no wrap now, Vance. It's just a shoulder throw. And that's able to push him out. Now right here, he's going to make a cut on the pursuing defender. And we'll see Cash right here getting ready to go down and just kind of gets crumbled a little bit. But a little bit shaken up, but he seemed to be all right as he walked off.
You know, I say big hit because that was Triton Douglas who hammered Moya Cotton and he didn't go down. So that's a big body to absorb.
And right there is the good pickup, good running play by Tripp.
Tackle by number 58.
Under 7 to go here in this third quarter. Still a 10-0 ball game. Talked about the great coaching staffs, the great head coaches. And we'll give you some specific assistant coaches' names here at the next opportunity. But this game has not been a slow one. Uh-oh, I said it. Knock on wood. Now watch this thing drag out for 7 hours. It's been a smooth-moving game. Haven't had a lot of stoppages. So if we get a timeout, we'll tell you who the assistant coaches are for this fine squad. Moya, draw play, gets swallowed up, goes down, doesn't happen.
You know, right there, just good job of getting through and closing down the gaps by the Frontier line. And it was, like I said, a quarterback draw, but there was nothing there.
Next week, not 100% sure where we'll be yet. Some really good games in official week 1. Some really nice football games. We'll make that decision, and best way to find out is to get on TV and watch us. Say, oh, that was a good game they picked. 2nd and 8 in the shotgun. Nobody back there with him, so either he's running or he's, it's going to be 3rd and 13.
Oh, yes, sir.
And 2 linemen moved.
Yeah, you see more of that. What you guys doing? Where we going?
Well, 2 of them moved, which makes me think that there was, there was obviously a communication problem, but both of them moved at the same time, so maybe that side of the huddle didn't hear it.
They must have missed it all on that one, Vance. I guess you have to tweet it. Is that what the thing was in the paper? You got to tweet it to get it.
Mark Sanchez, the Jets quarterback, gave some advice to the young rookie. He said, when you come into the huddle, tell me your spot and be quiet. 2nd and 13. Shotgun. Moya takes a look, flicks it out to the right side, bobbled for a second. And that's Persons who pulls it down, steps out of bounds. 3rd and long.
You know, we haven't heard from Persons in a while from that first catch in the first quarter. Now, I thought he was a guy they might be able to get the ball to, Vance, and get going and be able to make some plays against the Frontier defense. And Cash is back in the game, so that's good to see.
Coach Cornford said, we're going to hang our hat on our line, offensive and defense. Said it's, as good an offensive and defensive line as they've ever had here at Frontier. And it seems to be proving itself very, very accurate tonight. It's been very tough goings up there in front for Ridgeview. Here's a 3rd and 8 with 5:28 remaining in the 3rd. Cotton Moya drops back, takes a look, flushed out of the pocket again, trying to pick up that first down, delivers the hit as well as taking a hit, and that may be just enough to have gotten it.
Number 3, Corey Cotton Moya.
Sure like this young quarterback.
Tackle by number 56, Colton Foster.
They're saying 4th down, Vance.
Ooh, boy.
So looks like about a yard short.
Now this is a tough call right here because you don't have a Triton Douglas in your backfield right here. So this is a tough call. 4th and 2. And this is pretty much a game changer right here.
Well, how big now are those linemen moving on the one side who didn't get the tweet on what the count was?
Here it is. Possibly a hard count, take the penalty and punt, or possibly they've got it geared up. But he's in the shotgun, so let's see what happens. 4th and 2, big play here in the 3rd quarter. And he's going to have to do something nifty to get out of this. He stays up, and he gets the first down. That's a good play there by Moya Cotton. He was in trouble, B.
Well, they don't have a Triton Douglas, but they have a Moya Cotton. Just make it happen on one. That's that play.
And this is what he is. This is what he does right here, is make something happen out of nothing.
One guy miss, makes Douglas miss. Second miss right there, runs through three misses, and then finally they're able to tackle him, but not until after he picks up the first down.
That's a 6-yard gain.
See, you make a coach like a genius when you're an athlete like that. Just, hey, get out the way on two.
Right. We're going to dip below 5 minutes here. And it's a 1st and 10. Play action. Has a man open, a man wide open. Oh, what a great play. Just underthrew it. Nice play out there.
Pass broken up by number 4, Justin Cash.
Now, Cash made a good read. It's the same read earlier that we saw Dalen Warren make for Ridgeview. See, it's really not open because see where Cash is at? Now, if the ball is thrown downfield anticipating it, then you have a chance.
I'll tell you what happened. This scissor lift that we're on,
yeah.
I didn't even see Cash. It looked like to me a plain green field, and now I see that he was standing right there waiting.
Yeah, he's right under your sight, Vance. On mine, I can see him, but he's right there under you.
Well, the upside to having these scissor lifts is we're on top of the action, and I guess the downside is there was a big railing there, and I didn't even see Cash. I lost Cash. Drop back. Screenplay. Looks like it's executed beautifully. A lot of blocking, but he goes against the grain and had a lot of blocking up front there, but it looked like Tripp tried to come back and get something this way.
Yeah, he misread that when you're exactly right, Vance. Right here. Great call. They know the pressure. There's the dump off. Like you said, Vance, the room is outside. He's not going to hurt you. He's already on the ground. You're going back into where the flow is, and there's Triton Douglas.
Flag. Don't know what it is. Go ahead. Well, it looked like he'd just gone outside. You know, he could have picked up a lot. But look at this. No matter what, he gets an extra 15 yards.
15 yards from the end
Block below the waist.
Yeah, that's one of the new rules that I didn't have my rule sheet that Alex sent me, but it is going, the defender cannot go low and block and cut either. Same way the lineman can't. Well, not linemen, but the receivers can't cut down the field.
That's a big play, huge play for the a negative play for the Frontier defense because they were, you know, they had, it was basically a Moya Cotton show, and if it wasn't him, it was nobody. And now all of a sudden it's 1st and 10 on the Frontier 34-yard line. Moya Cotton is going to keep it again. He's going to cut back, runs into a lot of trouble, and maybe loses a yard.
Number 3, Kamari Cotton Moya.
And we're going to slip below 4 minutes left here in the third. Still 10-0.
Vince, that's a better job right there by the lineman of holding the gaps closed and then wrapping up. I think they've been trying to hit Moya Cotton, and he's too strong for that, and he bounces off. But you'll see this time, see the wrapping? Well, there's Triton Douglas. I'll tell you this, Vance. If you're a linebacker at home playing Golden Empire, you're going to watch this game. It's been a great game with Robbie Watson and Triton Douglas playing that linebacker position.
Floats one out there, and it's overthrown. Takes a big hit. And one of the defenders that got him was Garrett Brown, but an incomplete pass, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 10. He's talking to his receivers.
That'll bring up 3rd down and 10 for the Wolfpack.
Well, they're not on target. They definitely aren't in terms of where they're supposed to be at, where he's throwing the ball at times. But he has made some better reads, I think, in this second half with his throwing.
I believe it's 3rd down. But it says 2nd and 10 here on the scoreboard. I think it's 3rd, though. A little confusion there on the sidelines. 3:44 remaining in the third. Looks like everybody's coming. Then they drop back. A nice little flick out to the right side. Oh, doggone it. He had it, but he saw some blue jerseys coming at him and took his eye off the ball.
You know, Vance, you watch Ridgeview and you see all the pieces. They're very athletic. They just seem to be a little bit off right now in this game. First game of the year, they're just not really offensively in sync. But I'll tell you this, their defense is playing very well. And I think if their offense can come alive and start getting in sync, only down 10, there's plenty of time in this game for Ridgeview to put some points in the board and make a threat to win.
And it's intended out there for Drummond Persons, and it doesn't happen, and it's going to be a change of possession.
Yeah, and I know what Coach is telling him right there, Coach Manning, Vance, is he said you can't jog the route. Look, there's no emphasis in his route. He's not really driving. It kind of came off kind of easy going, I'm going to run this out, and then really never found the ball and really went up and attacked the ball with his eyes and his hands. I see it first, and the hands make the catch.
You know, these teams last year had such exciting, compelling seasons. You know, Ridgeview lost in the Central Section Division III championship game. Frontier lost a bunch of heartbreakers. I mean, it looked like almost every weekend I was reading the newspaper, listening to the radio, watching TV, and they're losing games by a touchdown or less. And so, you know, a helmet pops off of
on the carry, number 5,
Triton Douglas, and the new rule is that he'll have to leave the field. But the one thing that's
on the tackle,
special about this, he lost his shoe, too.
Yeah, you can see a shoe. There's Robbie Watson wrapping up and driving. They're coming in to help, and right there,
so
he
a
comes
shoe,
off.
a helmet.
Now, if the helmet gets off like that, did he have to go out the field? What's the rule on it again, Vance?
He's got to go off the field unless it's ripped off of him.
Okay.
So he had to go off the field, and then he lost his shoe anyway. So looks like we've got an I formation here, and they're going to go ahead and give it to the new running back that comes out there and said, hey, whoever comes in, we're giving it to him. And that, of course, is Garrett Brown, so no stranger to the football.
No, he's not. And once again, Robbie Watson's in on another tackle. He's flying through there, making plays, made the first contact, able to strip down the legs, and then the rest of the bull pack were following through.
There's a look at the Big Blue Marching Crew, the world-renowned, award-winning Big Blue Marching Crew, and boy, they set the standard for the high school bands in the area. 1st and 10, they run to the left side. It's a handoff to Cash.
On the carry, number 4, Tuscan Cash.
And we've got a flag on the far side of the football field, a long, long way away from the play.
There's the flag on the play.
Number 1, that's right. Looks like it's going to be against Frontier, this infraction. .231 remains in this third quarter.
On the offense, only 6 men on the line. 5 yards, replay, first down.
And Douglas back in the football game. And the call is going to come in from the quarterback himself, Evan Moore. And they break out of the huddle. And the lone back behind them is Triton Douglas. And they're going to go to Douglas. Douglas looking to get outside, makes a nice move and lowers the shoulder. He's hard to bring down. Look out. He gives a stiff arm, a couple of stiff arms, and he is drugged down at the 1. At the 1. That time he held on to the rock. Well, he's got a lot of yards tonight, doesn't he?
Well, Vance, he's a 1,000-yard rusher last year and didn't even play all the games. But right here you think he had to go outside because Robbie Watson filled the hole. Now right here you think in the Ridgeview Wolfpack have him. He spins off, very agile for a big fella, but now he's going to put some speed. You got Keaton coming. Now he's pushing this time, saying, you're not going to strip me again. And he's pushing off, and then we're going to have Watson come back and help out, trying to strip it and pull him down on the 1. A great effort right there by Douglas.
Wow. That was questionable whether that was a touchdown or not. Looked like he brought the whole crew in with him, but either way, 1st and goal. And they're going to let him get the payoff, and that is a touchdown, Frontier. So he's got great initials, TD, and he got it.
And, you know, he really has some big runs, like you said, Vance. He's got to be close to 100, if not over 100. You know, the only thing that's marred this game tonight offensively has been the 2 fumbles. He got popped early in that first quarter, that big fumble we saw, and then the one going to score. But right now, Douglas is going to power in. You're not stopping him there. That's another 6, up 16-0 right now. And, you know, the way that Ridgeview's offense has been going, Vance, you got to figure this is going to be a very tough road to hoe for the Wolfpack.
17-0 now. Frontier up. So,
yeah.
it is 1:37 remaining, and I'll tell you what, this has been it's been a really good football game, and I'm not trying to, you know, be condescending or placate, you know, Coach Manning. I'm sure he's thinking, hey, we're down 17. I'm not pleased, but there have been some really good things to take away from this, and there's still a lot of football left to play. They just haven't been able to get a continuous spark in their offense to keep them going, and then they've had a couple of bad breaks close to the end zones. So let's see what they can muster up early in week 0 as far as togetherness, cohesiveness, you know, kind of see what they can piece together here with 1 quarter of football left.
You know, one thing that I think that Ridgeview has had in the past that I'm not seeing is they've had somebody on the outside, one of the receivers, Shannon Edwards from last year, guys who could make big plays and put a lot of pressure on the outside. You know, they had Brock Martin. Brock Martin was a big-time player for them as he was able to make huge plays in the running game and passing game. They just don't seem to have those big play players yet. I think there's potential for them, but they haven't broken out. You know, we haven't even seen them get beyond really the Frontier secondary where you say, oh, that's a chance for a big play.
Long kick. Way too long, and that's going to drift into the southern part of the football field, and it'll be 1st and 10 from the 20-yard line. Let's see if Ridgeview can get something going. 1:37 left here in this 3rd quarter.
Well, Vance, you know, you're coming out now. If you're Ridgeview, what do? You haven't really been able to pass the ball accurately and make a real dent in the passing game. And I think that outside of Moya and Tripp here and there, you've been very much contained since that fumble going in for the touchdown.
They're going to go to the air. No, it's a little flea flicker, a little shuttle pass. Sorry, not a flea flicker, a little shuttle pass. And I like it. Go ahead. Try something.
You know, again, they're trying to get something going. But, you know, anytime you can't get the ball downfield offensively, it just makes it very difficult for your running game and your screen games to work because the defense have to respect it. They're not worried about getting beat downtown, so they stay here at home. They let you do the little shovel pass, and you're able to get stopped.
2nd and 10. We're under a minute here in this 3rd quarter. They go up the middle. Nice, hard, tough carry in there. I believe that was Tripp, but didn't get much out of it. And we've got a player down with 45 seconds remaining here in the 3rd quarter. A player down, and he's helped up quickly. That's a good sign. And it was Tripp that went through the middle of the gap there. And, well, that's one of their resident tough guys is being taken off, and that's Colton Foster, and he is a tough kid. So looks like he's a little gimpy. We'll see. Hopefully everything will be okay.
He's dragging that around like Vance, like he has a few cramp in that leg.
Right. Not too hot tonight at all, but it is early in the year, and getting that conditioning up is important. 3rd and 10, half a minute left here in the 3rd quarter. Moya Cotton. He's trying to make something happen. He is tough to bring down, and I think he got a 1st down. That's a good sign. Wow. 30.4 seconds remains in this third quarter. A good look at him. We've been seeing this all night, everybody. He's just a very balanced, aware runner, and it's almost like you really just have to lay him out if you want him to go down, or catch him when he's not looking, because he's not going to go down if he sees where you're coming from. Tripp stands behind him. 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. Play action, bootleg. Takes a look, throws one up, has a man downfield, and it is caught. What a catch. Great focus, great concentration out there. That is nice.
And that's Ty Johnson right there, Vance. And that's what I was talking about. At some point, we haven't seen that where Ridgeview really has used their athleticism to get deep. And good throw there by Moya. You know, he sets up well. It's not like he's going to get his foundation good, and he follows through. Good pass, throws it out there to the receiver. Receiver does a great job of concentrating and securing the catch.
Last play of the third quarter, most likely. The screenplay out to the right side, a lot of room. What can Tripp do with it? Tripp looks to cut upfield, makes a good move. Tripp comes out, makes another move, and goes out of bounds at about the 11-yard line.
With the reception, number 5.
Right
Brandon
below
Tripp.
us, a fantastic play.
Knocked out by number 3, Matt Bushnell.
And that was the last play of the third quarter. It was a really nice play. Maybe we'll take one look at it before we go away, or take a look at it when we come back. Either way, that was a really nice play to end the third quarter, and we'll go out with it.
And that's that swing play we had, Vance, earlier where they just mistimed it. But look at Tripp make 2 guys miss. Now you see me, now you don't. I'm a magician. And then here's his power right there. And he just goes over and gets the ball down to about the 12-yard line.
Back in a moment.
We're the kind of friend who knows how important it is for you to work with a reliable, dependable crew. They understand what you need, sometimes before you even know what you need. Which is why at Bright House Networks, we take great pride in our customer service, offering an on-time guarantee and customer support 24/7, 365 days a year.
You know, I usually have a whole bunch of guys.
The other guys are back at the office.
Cool.
Bright House Networks.
Fourth quarter is going to be pretty exciting here. It's 1st and 10. Uh-oh, they try that play one more time, Brian. That might be the last time they try it tonight. They try to come back inside, and this time it was Robertson that just gets swallowed up. And, you know, the coaching staffs from both these teams are just so excellent, and they're able to look at these things and dissect them as the game unfolds, and they make these adjustments, and they say, hey, listen, they've run this play 3 or 4 times. Be ready for this next time. Here's what it looks like, and boom, all of a sudden it's 2nd and 13. Couldn't have come at a better time for Frontier.
All right, and this is what you want your big receiver to be a player for you, is on this in the end zone over here. Big guy, big target. See if you can't get him if you are going to throw. But I know you have to keep Moya involved and let him make some plays for you as well.
Persons lined up way outside of the left, and it looks like Ridgeview's going to have to burn a timeout. So they only had 2. Now they only have 1. I will take this opportunity to let you know who that gentleman's coaching staff is. The head coach, you're looking at him right there, is Dennis Manning. And Dennis, his staff is just excellent. The offensive coordinator is Chris Bandy. The defensive coordinator is Mike Cooper. Steve Tucker Special teams, Josh Powell, secondary, and of course Chris Craven, the receivers coach. I talked to Chris Craven tonight. I said, Coach, remember those years back at Haven Drive, junior high, when I was a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grade? He goes, man, you're going way back now, Vance. Now you're going way back to Haven Drive days.
And you know, Josh Powell, Vance, is a former Ridgeview player, Ridgeview standout, went to San Jose State, and he played a little bit for Paul Press's Bakersfield Blitz a while back.
2nd and 13. What are they going to do? Can they get outside? It's going to be Moya Cotton, and he looks, and a great move. Nice move. Does he get in? Does he get in?
For a Wolfpack touchdown.
Touchdown. He got it. Wow.
Now, great run right here, Vance. He's going to get outside, use his speed. Now he's going to cut up, but watch the block. You got a receiver down there, good block, gives him the crease he needs, and then he walks in. Not a walk in, but he just has to just do a little lean like he's in the 100-yard dash.
We just talked about this, Brian. Can they get something going and make it, hold and stick and last? And they did it very early in the 4th.
Oh, yeah, and again, you have plenty of time. Oh, watch out.
Blocked.
I don't know if that was blocked or just hit somebody in the back of the head, Vance, but 16-17, so that could be very crucial, Vance, in this comeback. It might put you in a situation where at some point you might have to go for 2.
17-6, and that puts a little bit of a sour taste in your mouth after that great touchdown. They've got the 6, but now all of a sudden they're down 11 instead of 10, so it adds to the drama possibly. And our good friend at the Bakersfield, California, Steve Lynch, great sports writer for the Californian. I just got a hold of him across the way. He's up in the booth over there, and I asked him about Triton Douglas. I said, hey, man, how many yards does TD have? And he said he has 127 on 12 carries, so a little over 10 yards a carry and a couple of big runs. So TD's doing it.
That's the thing, when he gets going, Vance, and he has the speed to hit the sideline and run away from guys, so he shows that he has the total package. And like I said, over 10 yards a carry, that's you can't do it better than that.
Let's see what happens. This Ridgeview defense has really played well tonight. They've given up 17 points, but it's been a very tough game for Frontier to get those points. A couple of big plays have really that have broken or what's been given the Titan their points. So let's see if this Ridgeview defense can do something here. 11:01 remains in the 4th quarter. It's a short little 9-iron, and it bounces right into the hands of the 25-yard line, and it's going to be in Cash's hands. Cash looking to get outside, gets wrapped up in the ball. Finally comes to rest at about the 26-yard line. 1st and 10 Frontier.
Vance, one of the things, too, is Frontier still have to play football. They can't get too conservative and think they're going to just salt this game away. They have to continue to play. Ridgeview Wolfpack defense, I think they got to get a 3-and-out, get the ball back to your offense. Moya's starting to fill it, completing passes, running the ball well. And you see right there on the kickoff return, they have good field position at the 28-yard line.
TD gets to the left side, takes a big hit from
brought down by number 4.
Previon Alexander makes the hit. Nice hit, but boy, you got to really bring the wood if you want to knock out TD.
And that's just a sophomore, so we're seeing another one of these sophomores for Ridgeview make an impact.
And Coach Manning talked about that. He said, hey, depending on how you want to see the glass, half full or half empty, we're young, but exciting. We got 6 sophomores starting. Or did he say 12 overall?
12 overall.
Right, so it's fun time to be out there at Ridgeview if you're a coach. 2nd and 3 for the Titans. And
on the carry, number 6, Garrett
the ball goes to Garrett Brown up the middle, and he grinds out a 1st down. The chains will move.
Tackle by number 28, Mikhail Clayton.
Well, Vance, I'll tell you this. I just seen the young sophomore make another tackle. Watch this, Vance. He's coming in, and he didn't have any fear of these guys. And he's coming in making tackles and standing up and let them know, I'm going to be here 3 seasons.
Ooh, that's number 4, Previon Alexander, 5'10", 180 sophomore. Under 10 minutes to go here, and now it looks like Frontier is going to be content with just grinding this thing out. Very quickly want to talk to you about the coaching staffs for this Frontier Titan team. Of course, Rich Cornford is the head coach, and his assistants, a household name here locally for all sports. Mike Lewis is the offensive coordinator. Dante Cross, Seto Castaneda, Andy Coyle, some great coaches. And they will play at Lompoc. Lived here 30-something years, and I still mispronounce it. And how about Ridgeview next year? Bang! They're at Independence next week. So Frontier Independence, a big first 2 weeks for the Wolfpack.
Tackle by number 23, Jacob Lopez.
8:48 remaining. It's going to bring up a big third down. Brian, you got to talk to Coach Lewis before the game. He still throws a tight one, doesn't he?
I told him he's getting a little off as he gets older. He used to have a lot more pop on it, but you know, I probably couldn't catch it either, so we're even.
Has he taken money from you on the golf course too?
No, he hasn't got me. I already know how he is.
Douglas switches back, and I don't think he got the first down.
Yeah,
he grinded it out. He got it. Ooh, that was close. That inertia, his body movement just makes it happen.
Like I said, for a guy his size, Vance, he's very agile, very nifty and nimble. So I like the way he's playing, like the way he's running. You know, and Vance, he's doing a tough double. Running back and linebacker, that's a tough double, but he's playing it well.
That's a big first down right there. Frontier now just keep hammering away with this clock I formation, and I think I know where they're going to go, and they do. It's to Triton Douglas, and he took a shot in the back, and he's still up, and that was a big hit, and that was Mishon Williams had a running start at him and just hammered him, but TD's a big boy.
He is, man. So, you know, one thing about him, like they said, when you look at him, you know, he's standing right there at 5'11", 230, so he's solid. But, you know, anytime you're dealing with a big back like that, you have to wrap up. And then sometimes you got to let the other guys come in and hold on. You hold on so they can get there and make the tackle and put him down.
We're going to dip below 7 minutes here left in the fourth quarter. And they stay on the ground with their horse and Triton Douglas. Big guy, and they're going to go with him. And he was stripped of a touchdown. He was going to be in the end zone, but he got stripped at about the 3-yard line. Other than that, he's been really, you know.
Well, you got to think this has come up the middle, and somebody's got to make a play right here for Ridgeview. But, you know, because you got to get the ball back. The clock is winding down 6 minutes. They've taken almost 4 minutes off the clock since they got the ball. That's why I said, Vance, I thought they needed to really go 3 and out after that kickoff.
Fumble!
Fumble recovered by number 28, Miguel Clayton of the Wolfpack.
Didn't even see it. It was in the middle of the pile. Never even saw it happen, and all of a sudden, are you kidding me? Never even saw it. There it is.
In there, Vance.
Our back camera back there, Senior Director Bernard Johnson, picked that up perfectly. Never saw it to the naked eye. Fumble!
That's the break Ridgeview needed, Vance. Now they got to score quick, though. I don't think they can take a 4-minute drive.
Well, they're down 11. One back there with him. Moya wants to go to the air. Rolls out to his left, tosses it, and it's overthrown. It was intended out there by Ty Johnson. That's not going to happen. And so when I say that's not going to happen, I meant it didn't happen. I didn't mean it's not going to happen if you throw it to Ty Johnson. It's just way too high. I don't know if Randy Moss would have pulled that down. Speaking of guys like Randy Moss, we're we're on the doorstep of another football season, and I haven't even asked you yet about your Bruins, your UCLA Bruins. New coach, new vibe. Get a few moments. Let it marinate.
I will.
Persons and Johnson split to the left side in motion, but they decide to take it. And Moya Cotton still on his feet. A big shot up the middle. He delivers a hit, too, and picks up the first down. This Ridgeview crowd really starting to enjoy it. That's a nice play. Moves the chains. Let's hear about your Bruins.
Well, Vance, the one thing about the Bruins I think that has been evident since he's gotten there is he stole a couple of recruits from SC Lane Kiffin, and he's coming and he said, I'm not concerned about what the old tradition is. We're going to get a new tradition. And the way he wants to play the game of football is going to be hard-nosed. You're going to be responsible. If I tell you practice is at 5 o'clock, you're there at 5 o'clock a.m., not 5:01. And he set the tempo and set the standards for the Bruins. So let's just hope they can stay with it.
Incomplete pass there, and it's going to be a very interesting year in the Pac-12. They have the new network that's going to cover all their sports, so that brings an even added, spotlight to them, if you will, added magnifying glass in a lot of ways. And with SC being ranked number 1, and with Oregon being as good as they are, and you have Mike Leach coaching up there at Washington State, there's going to be a lot of attention out here on the West. So we'll be very interested to see how your Bruins do.
It's going to be very difficult for the defenses in the Pac-12 because you're going to play against so many different styles of offense that you're always constantly changing your routine and which you have to get your kids ready to play.
Great
point. They're young men.
Moya Cotton looks upfield, still on his feet, and he grinds out another nice long run. It was second and 10, and it was about the 49-yard line. The scoreboard says second and 49, but it was second and 10 from the 49. He picks up another first down, Brian. So
Moya, fans, he's got to be close to over 100 yards as well himself.
Easily.
With his running game, because he's made some huge running plays. But again, I think they have to get the pace up on this. I think you got to get in and get a score, give your defense time to get the ball back, and then put one more in if you're going to try to win this ball game.
Moya Cotton looks, takes a look, runs out of trouble, fires one, and this one out of the outstretched hands of, I believe, William Robertson. That was Dalen Warren.
I mean, he's just so tough. Right here, takes a little stutter step, and he's going to free himself up to get a throw off. And right there, just a little bit outside, but, how many times has it looked like he's going to get tackled for a loss, and he's able to just make something happen and at least get a passing lane to get a throw off?
5:14 remaining in this fourth quarter, and the Wolfpack trail by 11, second and 10 at the 41-yard line of Frontier. From the shotgun, Moya Cotton drops back. Looks like it's a screenplay, and it is. Well run. Tripp has some room down the right side. Tripp makes a good move. Tripp still on his feet. Hey, what a run. What a play.
On the reception, number 5.
Very, very well executed screenplay. And great patience right here by Ridgeview. Moya is going to show great patience. Come on. Now I'm going to get the ball off. And right here, Tripp just used to the speed. That's just frustrating for a lineman. You have him in your sights, and he just kind of takes off like in the light speed in Star Wars, But Vance, right now, Ridgeview is on the roll again, and they're on the 10-yard line. So a quick score right here. Plenty of time left.
And a timeout is going to be called, and it's going to be taken by Coach Cornford. And the Frontier Titans want to take a look at this real quick and say, hey, these guys are starting to put something together here. Let's take a look. Let's talk about it. We have timeouts to use, and we're going to use one. Hope you've enjoyed the high school football game of the week tonight. It's week 0. Tonight's crew is under the direction of the Godfather, Zachary Flores, and in the truck he has Dave with him. We're up on top of the scissor lift with Mark. Down on the grass, of course, is the world-renowned, highly recognized cameraman Carlos Anguiano. And in the south scissor lift, directly across from us, look at that crew. On your left is our senior director, Bernard Johnson, and on the right, Super Sammy Bowman. handling the camera.
Super Sammy. Seems like he's been out here 10 years, Vance.
Sam started his Bright House career at the age of 4. And now he's up on camera. And he started off, I think he was just basically hauling hot chocolates for you and I. Here we go. 1st and 10, 5:02. Moya Cotton. And not only did he not go anywhere, that clock is starting to really tick now.
Right. And Vance, you got to think about it too. Now, we don't know really what happened. We couldn't really analyze it on the PAT, but I don't think the kicking game is as strong for Ridgeview. So if you score here, are you going for 2? Because if your kicking game is not that strong, you get the 12 if you miss it. If you score and get the 2, you're 14. You're going to have to score 2 touchdowns anyway, unless, again, it just was a mishap, and I don't know how strong Ridgeview's kicking game is.
2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Moya Cotton. In motion, one player. And it looks like it's going to be the pitch, and it is. Well, let's see how this thing irons out. Fumble!
It's
in the end zone. And it is a touchback. Frontier gets the football. Ouch. If you're Ridgeview, you were sniffing it, and it was close. And now it's going to be a tough road here for the last 4 minutes, 10 seconds.
Well, Vance, that's 3 fumbles inside the 10-yard line when you look like you're going to score 6, and you come out with an eyesore there. You know, good job right here. Good cut right there by Robertson, and it's just pulled out as he's trying to go forward. And again, some of that is, Vance, where the ball is. When that ball's hanging back, as you saw in that replay, it's easy to pull out. But if they get that ball in that traffic and they learn to cover up and really tuck that ball tight, you know, you're going to have secure the ball better. You'll have less fumbles.
And a heads-up play and a really quick play. We're going to try to see really quickly who was able to get this fumble recovery.
Now, see right here, Vance, see where the ball's at, how it's not against the body, and now we're going to see the recovery 21.
Yeah, it was. It was Christian Deaton. So Christian Deaton pulled that in. Big play, Cap.
Huge play, because that like Ridgeview's about to score again, and that's going to put them within 5 points.
Well, it brings up a 2nd and 8 now for Frontier. While we were watching the replay, they ran off a short running play with Douglas, picked up a couple yards. So Douglas, if they keep just pounding away with him, he'll get up for close to 150 yards possibly.
Oh, I think so, Vance.
Steve Lynch from the Californian gave me those numbers at the end of the 3rd, so 127 yards. So now they go back to Douglas. Douglas cuts it up, and he's still on his feet, and he's not looking to do much damage other than just hang onto the football and go down the middle of the football field. I say that because it looked like he could almost have kept going for a little more right there, but you look right here, Brian. He takes a look at it, and he's kind of just saying, you know what, I'm gonna make sure that I just protect this football.
Yeah, I don't think he's trying to make the big play like he did earlier. I think, like you said, Vance, he wants to get upfield, get his 4 or 5, 6 yards, secure the ball so there's no fumble.
2:47 and continuing to tick. Coach Manning of Ridgeview has 1 timeout, and they're down 11. Douglas on the carry. Nice job up there by that front line by Ridgeview, able to kind of hold him back one more time, and that was precious time now with 2:34.
And Douglas is starting to cramp up a little bit, Vance, and he's put a yeoman's job in today on both offense and defense.
Boy, oh boy.
Well, Vance, I think it's safe to say that, unless we're talking about a fumble and a touchdown return on the fumble, I think we're going to see the Titans salt this away. But I think both teams' defenses are a little ahead of their offenses. The defense for the Frontiers made some big stops when they've had to. When they're driving, they've gotten those 3 turnovers. So that's all part of playing defense. And give Ridgeview's defensive credit because they've played a lot of plays out there, and they really only gave up 17 points. And you got to say they've played well. And, in the offense, it kind of happens again a year, Vance. they tend to be a little bit behind the defenses.
Brian, we've got the last time out taken by Ridgeview, and I want to cover something very quickly here. Your BHS Drillers, we may be there in a couple of weeks. In a couple of weeks, they're hosting Garces. Jake Varner, the gold medal wrestler from BHS, will be honored at that game. It's a possibility we'll do that game. I bring that up because they finished 13-0 last year. They didn't get into the state championship playoffs, which everybody up here thought was just a crying shame. They've loaded up with a very, very difficult schedule early. I've spoken with Coach Gold. I talked to him last week. This is a reloaded BHS team, and there are some reverberations around town that this could be another great team for the Drillers. And I say it all because they keep bringing attention to Kern County.
Well, Vance, here's the thing about it. Last year, what people said was they were a year away from being good, and then 2 years away from being
great,
historic. And they just went out last year and got the first 13 wins. Now they're looking at a situation where they want to run the table again or get another title. And I think they have a lot of guys, those young sophomores, and Kevin Hayes and Ashanti Rufus and Darius Dallas. All those kids have experience. They're big-time performers. And I think the thing about it is they understand and they relish what's coming to them and the pressure of being that good. And, we heard earlier they were out in front early on the team. One thing about Gola's guys, he has them ready to play. And anytime a coach does that, Vance, you're going to give yourself opportunity.
Well, we'll hopefully cover them in a few weeks. And these two teams tonight have got us off to a great start this season as Triton Douglas. Oh, how apropos for him to get another big carry. And look at the smart kid, just goes down right in the middle of the football field. He starts to feel the pressure and says, nope, I'm going down. We're getting the win.
Well, he's well over the 150, Vance.
Oh, yeah.
Vance. He might be closing on the 180.
Well, did you bring one too, or they
yes,
both
I
mine?
did.
Oh. Brian and I both brought our Zach Ewing high school preview with us from the Californian. And we'd like to thank Zach for our pregame show, and Stan Green from the Kern High School District. Thank you, fellas. And this one's in the books pretty much. Under a minute to go, and it looks like the Frontier offense is going to respectfully just kind of wait till this thing gets down to where we have to take the snap. And Ridgeview got on the board, had a couple more chances to get on the board, but overall I think both teams will take a decent feeling away from this. Of course, one team loses, they take a little bit more of a lump, but some good things will go away from this game for everybody. We look forward to seeing you next week, week 1. Don't know where we'll be, but we're excited about being there wherever it is. On behalf of Zach, Dave, Carlos, Mark, Sam, and Bernie, for Brian Adams, I'm Vance Palm. Have a great weekend. Good night, and God bless. Frontier wins.